excuse me. I also want to say I hope you guys are having an amazing week. I know, just like you know, that getting through these weeks and getting through these days are not always easy, but here we are. You made it another day. And if you're here from last week, then we made it another week, baby. And that's what I'm talking about. Teamwork makes the dream work. I do also want to give a special shout out to the people who have been DMing me lately, texting me, commenting, letting me know that you guys are tuning in and that you are enjoying these episodes. And thank you. It really does mean so much to me that you are enjoying this. Like, for the most part, I put my heart and soul, blood, sweat, and tears into this. So the fact that somebody somewhere is getting something from it, chef's kiss, baby. Chef's kiss. So thank you and welcome to the team. I'm happy to have you guys. So happy. And again, you guys already know how this go. If you're new to this, then let me introduce you. If you did not have a good week, DM me, hit these comments, tell a friend, tell a friend, and tell a friend to tell me that you did not have a good week. I mean, granted, there's nothing I can do about it in that moment, but we can go ahead and fix that for you. Hopefully for the upcoming week, baby. We're going to get it together and we're going to make sure that you end up having a good week. Find somebody else to play with. You guys. You guys, I don't even know what to say, you guys. I don't even know what to say. This, when I tell you that this lady from the Cheesecake Factory has caused such an uproar for 2023, it is ridiculous. Like, who would have known a lady refusing to go to the Cheesecake Factory for her first date would have caused all that it has caused? If you're wondering what it's caused, then you must not have been on social media in any of the last few weeks, because baby, the uproar it has y'all in. The uproar. Now, like I said in the Cheesecake Factory episode, I do not agree with old girl to a certain extent, right? She was late. Baby, you kind of forfeited all rights to the original date when you was late. He had planned something somewhere else, and because you were so late, I think they said he was waiting outside her house for an hour. First off, he's better than me because I wouldn't have been waiting no damn hour. But the fact that he waited outside your house for an hour, come on now. It has sparked so much, so much. There is a list that has made the freaking news, y'all. Like, can you believe this? The list made the freaking news. And if you're listening to this and you have not seen the list, first off, I don't know how. I really don't. But second off, I will leave this in my Insta stories. If you're listening to it after the fact and the Insta stories only last 24 hours, I'll leave it in the highlights. I'll create a highlight. I'll create a highlight on my page, on the podcast page. Follow the podcast page too if you're listening. At the No Dress Code Pod. It's spelled just like it sounds. And I'll leave it under like content or episodes or something so that you can always go back so that you can always go back and catch the references that we have mentioned in these episodes in case you missed them. So at the top of the list of the group of at the top of the list of places men shouldn't take women on first dates, I'm assuming this list was made by the women. There are 28 spots on this list. And when I tell you I'm not reading them all, I'm not reading them all. Some of them I do agree with and some of them I don't. But it's not that, and here's the thing, it's not that I don't agree with them like I think I'm too good for them. I agree with them in the sense that I don't eat there on my own anymore. So why would I want to go there on a date if I know I don't eat there? I'm not going there with you. I'm not going here without you. I don't eat here. Period. Obviously, the first on the list is the Cheesecake Factory. I personally don't eat there. I don't care what you say. You cannot shame me into this. You just can't. I don't eat the Cheesecake Factory. It's Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden. Right? Them top 5 places, I don't eat there no more. I don't eat Cheesecake Factory. I don't eat Applebee's anymore. And let me tell you why I stopped eating at Applebee's. They don't, at least the ones I go to or the ones I was going to, they don't serve all flats no more. Like they make you get mixed, and I don't be wanting drums, so I don't eat that no more. But that's just me. Chili's. I used to really fuck some Chili's up. I used to really fuck Chili's up. So I have nothing against it. I just don't eat there anymore. Don't feel like I'm above it. I just don't eat there anymore. Chipotle, every now and then I'll get a salad. But Olive Garden, no. I went to Olive Garden not too long ago. I want to say maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. And the reason why I stopped going there is because I feel like they ain't season their food. And I don't want to eat nobody's unseasoned food. I feel like they didn't season their food. Because I ordered the same thing I would. Basically, I ordered what I could have made at home, and that might have been my issue. I ordered some damn shrimp Alfredo, and at this point, I done already mastered Alfredo, whether it be shrimp, whether it be chicken, whether it be lobster, whether it be crab legs. Like I've mastered Alfredo. So when I went and I ordered the shrimp very much tasted unseasoned. Like there was not a lick of salt, not a lick of pepper. Like there was no lick of nothing. And although I personally don't put salt in my food like that, there was no lick of nothing. It felt like, it looked like. So I haven't been back to Olive Garden since. But that's just me. So yeah, like me personally, you couldn't take me there. Some of these places you could though. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like some of these places, they ridiculous. On the women, because let me tell y'all, the men have made a list as well. I'm going their list isn't as long as the women's list, but well, the one I see and the one I'm linked. But their list isn't as long, but as far as the women's list, you're right. I don't want to go to your house on the first date. I go to the movies, fast food chains. Not trying to be funny, but no, I'm really trying to get out of fast food. So I'm not going nowhere with you that I wouldn't go by myself. Like that's just that on that. If I know I don't eat there, why would I allow you to take me there? And I'm picky, so get with that. Where else am I not? Oh, I'm not going to the gym. I don't care. I pay a trainer. That's all I'm doing. I what? That is not no date to me. I don't understand. Like, unless you're like a gym head, that's not no date to me. That's not no date to me. I don't want to work out. on no date. No. No. The gym is a no. Church is a no. And not because I'm a sinner, but because everybody's church is different. How do I know that your church is actually talking to God? How do I know that your pastor is actually getting to God? Mm-mm. I gotta see you first. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not just going to your church. Like, that's weird to me. Not everybody's church praises God, and I don't care. Like, God is everywhere. Don't get me wrong, but you God might not be at your church, and you're not gonna take me down. Like, I already might be going to hell on my own. I don't need no extra assistance. So no, I will not go to church. Um I won't go to a nightclub. I don't like clubs. So from the women's list, those are probably the places that for sure, I'm not going with you. Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, your house, my house, church, the gym, and for sure, no nightclubs. I'm no. Everything else we can discuss. Oh, and fast food restaurants. Everything else we can discuss. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Because I'm picky. Um, I don't eat. So I eat a lot of things. No, okay, no, I don't. I don't eat a lot of things. I eat. My food is like, okay. If I order a burger, I'm ordering it plain. Like, my food is real basic, so I don't eat a lot of things. Like, I'm very, very picky about the things that I do eat. I don't eat pork. So, like, me personally, I don't even like barbecue sauce. We couldn't even go to Lucille's. That's not on nobody's list, but we couldn't go to Lucille's because I don't eat barbecue sauce. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Yeah. But that was the women's list. And let me tell y'all, some of these I do agree with. Like I said, some of these I do. Them first five for sure. Yeah. Again, I might go to Chipotle. I haven't been to Chili's and I wanna say maybe 4 or 5 years. Like, it's really been a minute. The last time that I could really remember going to Chili's was maybe like 4 or 5 years. I was going to Applebee's, like I said, up until recently. Until they stopped serving, until they was like, oh no, we don't serve all flats anymore. And I said, oh no, baby, I can't do this. Although I like legs, I don't know, I don't like, when it comes to party wings, I don't like drums. Give me the flats. I do not like drums. So if your restaurant cannot accommodate that, then I don't want to go. Like, especially when I know that's all I'm going for. I'm not coming back. Like I said, the men have made a list of their own as well. And because they not playing with y'all. They is sick and tired. They tired, y'all. And I'm not a Captain Save a nigga. I'm not a root for a nigga. I'm definitely not a man's girl. You know, they be like, girl. Yeah, I'm not a man's girl. But yeah, they said they not taking out a Nobu. They not taking out a Ruth Chris. They not taking out a Papa Do's. They not taking out a Mr. Chow's. No 5-star restaurants. The mall? No. Overseas? No. Their house? No. And you know what? Their house one, it says, my house, I don't know who you could be sharing your location with or who you may share my location with. And that is so fucking true. Like, that only be something I'd be thinking about because, like, if you are someone I share my location with, then I just share my location with you 24/7, and I don't think about where I be at when I be sharing my location. Unless I be somewhere I'm not supposed to be, then I will turn that bitch off real quick one time for one time because I don't need you in my business. But for the most part, I don't think about that. So the fact that a man is thinking about that, I love that. Like, because I especially on dating like sites, you get so many men who are like, "Oh, you want to come over? You want to come over?" And you're just like, "Sir, sir, I I don't even know your last name. You don't even know my first name. Yet you want me to come over? I can be an axe murderer. You could be a rapist. Like, there are so many things that could go wrong and you don't even consider this. You could have STD. Because I know why you want me to come over. If I'm really being honest, you could have STD. And you think I'm coming over to your house? No, sir. No, I'm not. I don't want to come to your house. Not on the first date. I don't want you to come to mine either. I'm very much an equal opportunist. I don't want you coming to my house either. So that my house thing, I completely agree with. So where y'all lost me at? Where y'all lost me at, okay? The men and the women. I think the women put this on their list too. I could be wrong. Yeah, they did. They put this on their list too. Family functions. Baby. Let me tell y'all, although I am very, very protective over my family, I don't play no games. I don't introduce people to my family like that because I just feel like I got a really cool ass family. And I would hate to introduce you and you get attached and I got to cut you off. I really would. I would hate for you to get attached. I do. I hate that for you. So, but if you got a family like I got a family, I wouldn't mind going to your family functions. It's just very rare that you gonna have a family like I have a family. Your family's not gonna be like my family, and yeah, I personally, although I'm not inviting you to any of my family functions, especially on the first date, I'm not gonna say I'd be against going to yours. I'd have to see how the vibe was. Like, if we went to breakfast, quote unquote, if we went to breakfast and then it was like, you know what, breakfast went good, we having a good time together, you know, we're supposed to go our separate ways because you did have plans. So I, was gonna go home and do what I had to do, probably edit this podcast. And the date is going really well and you're just like, hey, I know we're supposed to go our separate ways, but I got a little family function, not a family reunion. Don't that's big. I don't know, family reunion. But if you're like, we having just a little game night at the house with just a few family, like, I might pull up, because if the vibe is right, I might pull up. Okay, your family might be cool. I know that totally contradicts. I know that totally contradicts me saying, I don't want to come to your house on the first date. But technically, if the date is going well, then baby, that's not the first date no more. Okay, we done had 3 dates just one day. Okay, we done had 3 dates in one day. So, by the third date, I might be going to No, I'm just playing. I am just playing, you guys. So although the woman's list was like somewhat jokes, the men's list is real life jokes. So another Another one I agree with is no work functions. Baby, I don't even want to go to my own work function, so let alone we not going to yours. You gotta work somewhere really cool for me to want to go to one of your work functions. I work remotely. So what work function can I really bring you to? It ain't gonna be one. Cause I don't even want to participate in my own work functions. Um but if you work somewhere fun, if you do something fun, then yeah, I'm down to go. Like if you like, oh, I have a listening party. Do you want to come? It's a work function. I might go. Baby, I'm going to network, okay? What? Oh, you know what? Somebody invited me to a video shoot that they were working on actually, and I called out of work. And you know why I called out of work? Because I have to network, okay? My main focus, our main focus for this next hour, at least for you, for this next hour, but me in general, our main focus is this damn podcast. I don't give a damn about work. Work might be paying work might be paying the bills now, but I don't see it paying the bills forever. And that's the stepping stone I gotta make. So I called the fuck out of work and I went to a network, and baby, off topic, but still in topic, we gonna have some good guests coming on here soon. Y'all. Are you excited? We gonna have some good guests. We gonna have some good guests coming on team. We have big things coming. Um so some of the stuff on this men's list is ridiculous. No social media. Baby, you're not gonna tell me what I can do on my phone and what I can't. No phone usage? What? What? I understand like no over like phone usage. No, like instead of talking to me, you're on the phone, like scrolling Instagram. Yeah, that's kind of disrespectful if you know, or you're on TikTok, or everything is just like, oh, look what I saw on Instagram. Look what I saw on Instagram. Look what I saw on Instagram. And what are we here for then if you're going to be on Instagram the whole damn time? But no phone usage until you pay this bill. Baby, I'm going to do what I want to do with my phone. Don't get shit twisted now. I disagree with a few of this stuff, honestly. Our first date can be overseas. It sure can. I didn't say you had to pay for it, but it can damn sure be overseas. If you're like, hey, baby, when I tell you I live for vacation, I don't give a damn. Okay. Murder me on vacation. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Do not speak that into existence over my life. Okay. I am just joking. But I do live for a good vacation, and for the most part, if you invite me on vacation, I'm gonna go. I'm very much gonna go. I did not say you had to pay for it, especially if it's overseas and it's the first date. You ain't gotta pay for it, but damn, if you wanna go, plan it. Plan it and I'll be there. Because I love me a good trip. I don't care how long I've known you. I can get to know you on this 6-hour flight. Yeah. Since I paid for it, we not sharing rooms, but we can definitely go overseas. I can get to know you anywhere. The location, I'm not gonna say the location really doesn't matter on where I get to know you. So, yeah, if you want to go overseas, we can do that. You want to hop on a flight, we can do that. I'm down with it all. Airport, we can go to we can leave from our local airport and go to Vegas. Again, like this, it ain't gotta be expensive. You ain't even gotta pay for the trip. I just said let's go. If you say let's go, I'm gonna say let's go because I love me a good vacation. And if our first date is a vacation and it goes well, baby, if I know I can travel with you, oh, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. And I just found out on the first date I could travel with you. Oh, we're gonna have an amazing time now. This no 5-star restaurant rule thing is stupid. If you that's stupid. Please just, as I've been telling my team when it comes to me and dating recently, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I'd be telling them. Date somebody that actually likes you. Would that be advice for me? I just tell them that is for me, but I'm, I said I be dating these men until they really, these men really be hating me, and I be noticing like you really don't like me the way you say you do. So that's what I mean by like date men who just like you. Cause a man who like you, it's not gonna be all this, baby. We can't go to the jewelry store. Okay, I've never been to the jewelry store with a man on a date. But if that's what you want to do for me, then I'm gonna let you do it. Because one thing about me, I'm a trick. Okay, I'm a whole maybe my man. I'm tricking. Okay, my man. He's tricking on me too. It runs double, but my man. I think honestly, I think that these lists, like I said, I'm gonna leave them. I'm gonna post them on my social media and leave them in the highlights, as well as other stuff, that we talk about on here. So I went on a date, right? And my little place, it's not listed on these lists. Let me see. Let me double check. Let me double check. Hold on. Mm, I'm trying to see. So no, it wasn't listed anywhere on the list of places that a woman, basically that women say don't take them. It wasn't on that list. So it wasn't on any of the lists. I went to I don't know if I should drop the name of the place, but I guess I will because it don't really matter. If this man hear it, he know what it was and he know what it was. So I went on a date to Dave and Buster's in the positive. So okay. So I'll say this. It was a nice experience. It was a nice time. We played games, we had a drink. If you don't have a Dave and Buster's in your area and you don't know what Dave and Buster's is, I mean, technically you can always YouTube it or Google it or TikTok, Instagram, all that. But it's basically just an adult arcade. I mean, it's not only adults, but is the adult arcade. And it was fun. I had never been before. So, big ups to that man because I had never been before. Not saying I couldn't win at any time. I knew where it was, and not saying I wasn't interested or that it wasn't a fun experience. I'm not, like I said, it was fun. Um, I'm to a certain extent, I'm a big kid, so I like arcade games. Like I stayed in Vegas, and I've went to Vegas and stayed in hotels and like visited their arcades because I'm a big ass kid and I like to play arcade games every now and then. But this man didn't know that. So he asked me out on this date, and at first I was like, no. because I just feel like we had already tried. Um, we already went on a date before, and it just, from the experience, it wasn't like, I'll put this, the experience, I'm not gonna say it wasn't pleasant, but it was very much so. When I tell y'all, when that episode when I was like, I went on a date with a bad bitch, I mean, I didn't say it that episode, but I said previously that I've been on a date with a bad bitch. If I haven't, then let me tell y'all, I've been on a date with a bad bitch. And when I say been on a date with a bad bitch, I mean, as a man, when you go on a date with a bad bitch, you have certain expectations. And I think most people have certain expectations when they say, I'm about to take a bad bitch out, or my homie went out with a bad bitch. Like, there are certain expectations and certain things that you just come to mind, or that you don't even have to ask. In my opinion, that was it. Like, whatever you could think of as a date with a bad bitch, that was my experience. So I told him, like, you know what? I just don't think we were a match. I think that we want different things, and we want different types of relationships. The way you want your relationship to go is not the way I would want my relationship to go. Things that you want or feel like are allowable in relationships, I don't feel like is allowable for me. I don't feel like I was raised that way. And I talk about a lot. And I talked a little bit about how I was raised on that date. And I was like, I come from a 2-parent home. Don't remember if this man came from a 2-parent home or not. I could check, but that's really irrelevant. So I come from a 2-parent home. I come from a home where both my parents worked. Don't get me wrong. I didn't have a Sally homemaker type of mom. She was not home cooking meals 3 days a week. I mean, 3 times a day. Both my parents worked. And I know what you're thinking. Most people's parents work. Okay, and okay, I want to tell y'all. So yeah, both my parents worked, but also my daddy paid all the bills. So when I tell you that I don't want type of relationship that you're giving or that you're offering, and you tell me to humble myself the same way my mother did, baby, she wasn't humble. I mean, if you telling me to humble myself, my daddy paid the bills. So, there's that on that. And you could say it's a different time. Maybe it's not that much of a different time. It's different in the sense of, yeah, things are more expensive now, and things are, the price of living has, of course, gone up. And I'm not saying that I come from a well-off family, or I come from a family that has money, or I'm a, silver spoon kid. I'm not. But I never had to wonder about how I was going to eat, what I was going to eat, if I was going to eat. I never had to worry about coming home and wondering if the lights was going to be on, if we was going to have food in the refrigerator. Like, there are just certain things that I never also had to worry about either. Because it was just always second nature that it's going to be there. Them lights is going to be on. When I flick that switch, the light is going to come on. When I turn this water, if it needs to be cold, it's supposed to be cold. If it's supposed to be hot, it's gonna get hot. Like, I never had to worry. I never had to wonder. I never had to question. I never, none of that. So, um, the type of relationship that you are offering me, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't help pay a bill, or I couldn't help pay a bill. And I'm not saying, you know, I'm just saying that my dad did have the luxury of having a job that was able to sustain him and all the kids that he had. So that, you know, and that's, I don't want to say something I take for granted, but it's definitely something that was not as appreciative or as understood as it is now. But so now this man has set standards that, you know, going forward, he set standards. You know how they say you date your dad, or like women marry their dads, and guys marry their moms, or date their moms, or procreate, whatever the case may be. However it is you get it, you get it. But essentially we're just basically recreating, almost in a sense, what we saw. Or, you know, we're striving for better than what we saw. Because, I mean, not to put this man's business out there like that, but my daddy, I think, was definitely a better dad than he had. And that's all I'll say on that. But yeah, I think, you know, he definitely did a better job than what was shown to him, or what was presented to him, for him in his life. But okay, so back to the Dave and Buster's date. And that man, and that this man, so he had asked me on this date, I want to say like a week or two prior to, or he had asked me on a date, and at the time when he had originally asked me, I think I already had plans, and so I was like, no, I can't do that day, you know. And it was like during the middle of the week, which is okay at times. It can be okay, but be cognizant of be cognizant of people's time and stuff, because just be cognizant. So anyways, we had a drink. I had a drink. We went out. He picked me up. And then we went to Dave and Buster's, and I had a drink, and then we stayed there basically until they closed, right? So maybe they closed at like 12-ish. Because I got off work late. Well, the time I got off work, I got off at my usual time, but I work a later shift. So that's what I mean by I got off late. So we didn't have that much time. But in my opinion, if you know that you're going on a date, why would you not be prepared for it? And what I mean by that is, so after Dave and Buster's, right, we went to a charging station because he ended up having to charge his car. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, because I know this person, it wasn't just like somebody I met on, you know, a dating site. Like, I knew him well enough. And then because I had placed him I don't want to say in a position or with a position, but like I had connected him with some people, or I had connected him with the right situation. I said, okay, well, if anything happens to me, I know somebody who has his information. Like, other than the people that I was sharing my location with, and shout out to those people, because yes, you better make sure your girl is safe, okay? You better be tracking. Um, I said, now if something happens to me, then at least, these people know where I am and who I'm with, and at least one of those people knows who to tell somebody, like, hey yo, she was with this person, and you know and you know how to contact them. You have their info, so boom. But yeah, baby, when I tell you, we were at that charging station for hours. Mind you, the car took the thing that so I want to say Dave and Buster's closed about 12, give or take. I want to say I got home from that date about 3:30 in the morning, give or take. And it probably would have been lot later than that had I allowed him to just like keep chilling. So what happened was he was like, all right, charge my car, and I was like, okay, like hindsight 2020, right? Because I was like, okay, if this happened to anybody else, I probably would have just been like, oh no, I'll catch a Uber home then, because I'm not staying with you to charge your car. Just like I wouldn't want gas is different, baby. That's real pop in pop out. Um, but to charge your car, yeah. So we sat and we talked, and again, the conversation was cool. The conversation was cool. We did have a conversation, and I posted on my main page at the time. It was a poll. And I guess I'll post it. I might post the results here on the No Dress Code Pod page. So go ahead and follow that page. Where because we had a conversation, and we were talking about self-pleasing and being in a relationship. His point of view was, there's no reason for you to self-please if we're in a relationship. My point of view is, why would I need to stop self-pleasing because I'm in a relationship? What? Like, to me, that makes no sense. So you're supposed to be my sole provider as far as pleasure goes? Like, no. Like, to him, he was like, I think it's only cool if there's a conversation had before that sometimes you're just going to want to self-please and you don't want me involved. Why do we need to have that conversation? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this not my body? Do I not have autonomy over me? Does being in a relationship therefore give you all sense of autonomy over me? No. No. Like, I don't like that. And I express that. That's something that I'm not. If that's how you think, that's fine and dandy, but it won't be with me. Because so you trying to tell me that if you decide to get mad one day and you be like, nah, I'm not gonna please you, I'm supposed to just sit there frustrated because you don't please me? Fuck out of here. That don't make no sense. Like, just playing it back, just saying it back irritates me. Like, cause I was sitting there in that car like, ain't no way. Like, ain't no way you think I'm really gonna, you think, no, you just sound stupid. He was like, cause if I'm in the next room and I walk in and you doing that, I'm gonna be mad. Well, be mad. Be mad. What do I need to be mad? Like, the fuck? You think, no, be mad. This is my body. Baby, I'm going to do with it what I want to do. I get one life to live. I'm going to do what I want to do. So let me move on, because that topic, it really irritated me. It irritated me in the moment. If you can't tell, it irritated me now. Yeah, it irritated me in the moment. And then it's just like hindsight. It's like 2020, because why didn't you charge your car before you came to get me? You didn't know you had a date before? You didn't know you were picking me up? This is all, like, especially when everything is your idea and your plan. You didn't. I just feel like you didn't plan that properly. Because I know if I say, hey, let's go on a date, or if I say, hey, let's go out of town, and I'm driving, would you not expect me to get gas before I picked you up? Or would that be the first thing I did when I picked you up? Why would I wait to the very end, the very last minute? That don't make no sense. I didn't plan properly. I don't like men who if you can't plan properly, how are you supposed to provide, protect, and profess? You're not providing the proper plan. Like, what? How? This is the blind leading the blind. I can't be led by the blind. Yeah, plan properly next time. Plan better. I didn't like that. I didn't. And then, so another thing about that Dave and Buster's, we're gonna call him Dave and Buster's guy, that I didn't like is, you expect me to drop what I'm doing. So he messaged me sometime around my birthday and was like, hey, I'm having I think he said dinner party or something like that at his house, and he wanted me to come over. It was with like him and some other people. And I was just like, first off, in my mind thinking, I'm not coming to your house. I don't really know you that well to be coming to your house. I'm not coming to your house. I really have a thing about my safety, and I try my best not to play when it comes to my safety. So I'm not coming to your house, but also, sir, the month of October is mine. The month of October is for me to do what I want to do, because that is my birth month. So this month revolves around me. Okay, I had another man who wanted to take me out, and I told him I couldn't do it because I had plans this month. I'll see you next month. And you know what this man said? He said, okay, I understand, because I'm not going to pressure you to come out on my birth month. Because then if you, because what am I? Because are you gonna show out? Like, if I show up, are you gonna show out? Because it's supposed to be about me this month. So, yeah, I only do things that I want to do in October, and yeah. So he was like, basically, so you can't
move your schedule around, like you can't squeeze me in.
No, boo, no. October is about me. Okay, I'll see you in November. And he was like, well, I have plans in November. I'm going. Okay. Well, then I guess I'm gonna see you in November then. Huh? I'll see you in December. Like, what do you want me to say? If you got plans, you got plans. Would I go on another Dave and Buster's date? I would, with the right man, if he planned it properly. Yeah, I would, with the right man, if he planned it properly. I would definitely do it again. It wasn't bad. Like I said, I'm a big ass kid, so things like that excite me. I like I like arcades and things like that. So things like that, I like stuff like that. Like K1 Speed. I like activity dates. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he did get big ups in that area because I do love me a little activity date. So he got brownie points in that area because he really could have just took me anywhere, and he didn't. So big ups to that. So eh, let me see. Again, I'm gonna post this to my page. I'll put it in the highlights after I post it to my story, just so it's always there for you guys to see. Lil Duval posted, y'all whole outfit is from Shein, but Cheesecake Factory is where y'all draw the line. Yes, yes, yes. That is where we draw the line, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't give a damn about no damn clothes. I don't. I don't even like clothes. I'm not gonna say I wear as little as possible, but I don't even like clothes. I'm more of a I'm very regretful that Eve ate that apple or whatever it really was. But no, it was an apple, right? It really was an apple. So I'm really regretful that Eve ate that apple because baby, I do not like clothes, but I like food. So yeah, yeah. Cheesecake Factory is where I draw the line. And my outfit might not be from Shein. It might be though. I think I only really get their bathing suits. If I'm being honest, I really only get like bathing suits from Shein. Um, I think I maybe have like a few tops, but mostly just bathing suits. But yeah, Shein, Cheesecake Factory is where I draw the line. And again, it's not about the price of the restaurant. It's not even about the vibe. It's about the fact that I just don't like their food like that. And I think I went within like the last year or so, and I still did not like their food. So that just tell me I don't like their food. So yeah, don't take me to Cheesecake Factory. But not because I feel like I'm above it. I just don't like their food. And that's on it. And I think we all have preferences and we're allowed to have our preferences. And mine's just me preferring you not to take me to the Cheesecake Factory. Like I said, the location of the date itself doesn't matter. It can be, like I said, home front, out of town, thugging with my rounds. Um, it can be, it just can't be at a place I don't eat, and that's just that on that. Like it couldn't be at a barbecue spot because I don't eat barbecue. It couldn't. It it just yeah. It can be certain places, but it also can't be certain places. Like that's just because I'm picky. Like I don't like a lot of things, but in all actuality, I'm trying to get to know you. Um, I'm trying to see what you like, but what things you did growing up. You know what you value now. I'm trying to hear the growth that you've had over the years. Like I'm trying to hear you be like, "Oh, I was a straight hoe back in the day, but I grew." And people do change. And people the one thing I don't like that the one thing I don't like about people in particular is they act like just because you said some shit or did some shit in your past, like you have to stand on that every day after. Like you trying to tell me I can't change, I can't grow, I can't get better, you know? Like I'm a I'm gonna post it on Instagram on the page, But it said there's this post on Instagram that said there were things I said years ago that I no longer agree with today. There were things I did years ago that I do not do so anymore. That shit don't even sound right. Let me start that over. There were things I said years ago that I no longer agree with today. There were things I did years ago that I do not do anymore. No, I am not two-faced. I am simply growing and changing as I should be, as we all should be. And that is big. Okay? The same way I used to eat at Applebee's a few years ago. I used to eat at Chili's a few years ago. I've never been a fan. I don't know why. I've never been a fan of Cheesecake Factory. Like, from the first time I tried it, I said, oh, this is trash. This is trash. And I wanted to like it so bad. And it ain't got nothing to do with the ambience. It ain't got nothing to do with it not having grass walls. It don't have nothing to do with it not being able to, know hookah. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with none of that. I don't know. Like, I've never liked the food from day one. And I've gotten different things, so don't say it's because of what I get. But, like, I don't know. It's just going to be like Olive Garden to me. I just don't like the food. And that's okay. I used to really, really like Red Lobster. And I haven't had them in a few years either. I don't know if they still good. I know they Cheddar Bay biscuits, though. Them Cheddar Bay biscuits is fire. And you can get the kind that you either gotta you can get the kind that you gotta make or the kind that you gotta bake. The frozen ones. When I tell you, anytime I go to the store and I see that they got those in stock, I'm buying them. Okay, and I haven't been grocery shopping in a while. If you got some EBT that you're trying to sell, you just you hit your girl up, okay? At No Dress Code Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, okay? You just slide us in there and you throw what should you put in there so we know it's about the EBT card? Let me see what we got. Hold on. You drop a turkey in our inbox and we gonna know it's about the EBT card, okay? You drop that turkey emoji and we gonna know it's about the EBT card. So you go ahead and sell us some EBT. We don't snitch, okay? Team, we's a team. If you need some money, we need some food. But yeah, I used to love Red Lobster growing up. Used to love it damn. Okay, I could tell you what I used to get. I used to love some. I used to get the Ultimate Feast. Okay, give me some shrimp. The shrimp scampi. I didn't really like the coconut shrimp. But the crab legs, the lobster tails, love it all. Used to love me some Red Lobster. Damn. Haven't had that in a few years either. People, you change. You get older, your taste buds just change. That's what I say. That's what I think about it anyway. I think the taste buds just change. But before we go out, you guys, before I let you out of, my vocal, before we leave each other today, we have Am I the Asshole? We have a Reddit, you guys. It says, am I the asshole for walking out on a guy on a date? I've never done that, Jabal, but I low-key want to. Like, don't give me a reason to, but low-key give me a reason to. If you give me a reason, we talking about it on this podcast, I'm going to just keep 100. Like, I don't talk about my dates too, especially not like, I don't, especially not like in a real time. Okay, there we go. I don't talk about my dates in real time, but if you give me a reason to walk out on a date, I might talk about that in real time. I might. So Am I the asshole for walking out a guy on a date? So this just happened, and I'm now discussing it with my flatmate who has a different view to me. We'd figured we'd see how Reddit feels. I, 32 female, just met a guy, 38 male for a date. We started talking 2 days ago on Bumble, and he suggested we meet up after work for drinks today. We didn't speak much on the app. He said he preferred to go straight out for a drink, and I'm the same way. Anyway, I met him outside the bar around 5:30 UK time, so like 2 hours ago now. And we went inside for a drink. He seemed nice, relaxed, chill. We sat down and talked a bit about the bar and the holiday I just got back from. Coincidentally, he'd been there right before me. All fine, but then it got weird. After that topic came to an end, I asked him how his day was. He said something like, yeah, fine. A bit long and stressful, but I'm glad it's the weekend soon. So I followed up with, so what do you do? After that, he didn't say anything for a second. Looked at me sort of aggressively and then just said, that quickly? I said something like, sorry? Because seriously, what the fuck is that answer? Then he said in a very aggressive, almost angry voice, you're just interested in how much money I make. Is that it? I was so taken aback. I just said, okay, down my drink and walked out. I just got back and told my flatmate about it, who was also male. His perspective is that he's been out with girls who were just interested in his money and that maybe it was a sensitive point for the guy. And I should have clarified that I was asking out of interest rather than walking out. My point of view is that it's a normal question you ask when you meet someone for the first time, and that his response was an army of red flags. And walking out was the right call. Am I the asshole? Well, I do think that that is a normal question to ask someone. I think I've asked almost every guy I've talked to on Hinge, and they've asked me. Maybe I shouldn't mention the name. Every guy I've talked to, I've asked almost every guy I've talked to on these dating sites, and they've asked me, and I don't really see it as a big deal. Some of them even list their jobs on there, so I'm really gonna see what you do anyway. And then some of them don't list their jobs, but are you the asshole for asking? No. Should you have needed to clarify that? I don't think you should have. Like, if you're saying I had a long stressful day at work or a long stressful week at work, then baby, why would I not ask you what you do? If it's stressful, like you are talking about it, it's stressful. Why would I not ask you what you do? Because if I don't ask you, then you don't care about me.
You don't care.
Like, you don't care about me. Wah.
And it's like, you can't win. Like, asking someone what they do is a very normal question. I don't think you're the asshole for asking or for walking out. Because what you allow in the beginning of that relationship is what is going to continue. If you allowed that man to talk to you like he was crazy, that was going to continue. Because you ain't check it. So how am I supposed to know that I'm talking to you crazy or that I'm talking to you sideways if you've never told me that this shit is crazy to you, that this shit is sideways to you? I'm supposed to just assume? No. So, yeah, what you allow is what you accept. And I'm telling you that from experience, baby. So, big ups to you for walking out. Could you have said, I'm asking because you said something about, it being stressful and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, you could have. But is that not common sense as to why you asked? I feel like if I tell somebody I had a long day at work or a long week at work and like we're getting to know each other, you're going to ask me what I do. That's a common question. If someone's with you if someone is after you for your money, then they're after you for your money. But this girl didn't seem like she was after this man for his money. And I hate men who band together for stupid shit like, maybe that was a trigger. Bitch, maybe it was. And you, the same way you felt like I should have communicated why I was asking, you probably should have communicated why it was a trigger for you. Should you not have? Does that street not run both ways, or is that a one-way street of accountability? Huh? Does accountability Ave run one way, or is it a two-way street? Because you definitely went and told this girl that basically the man could have been triggered and she could have triggered him. And what does it have to do with the price of tea in China? I mean, granted, nobody wants to work. I guess some people do. I personally don't want to work for no living. I'm going to just be honest. And I just feel like, why are we really working for a living? Like, God done already paid it all. What else is there to work for? I'm repaying what you've already paid for. What else is there to work for? So, I don't like talking about I personally don't like talking about my job when I be on dates. Don't ask me too much about my job. Not that I won't go into detail, or not that I won't answer your questions, but this job ain't my life. So I give bare minimum answers when it comes to my job, because baby, I'm not gonna be here forever. This is a stepping stone. Every job I've had so far has been a stepping stone. I already know it's not for me. I don't see myself being here happy long term. I don't see myself, being like, damn, I really love this job. I can't wait. I'm gonna work here till I retire. If I'm being honest, most jobs get 2 years out of me. 2 years and then I'm gone. That's just me. And if you talk to almost anybody around me, they'll tell you that I'm always working somewhere. I always have some type of job, because 2 years and I'm gone. I'm going to get this little experience. I wish I could work somewhere longer. But the jobs I've worked really have just been stepping stones, and I've known that going in. So I knew I wasn't probably going to be there longer than 2 years. It's a stepping stone. That's what it is, and that's all it will ever be. Team. Let me know who you think is the asshole. Is it her? Is it me for not liking the Cheesecake Factory? But still gonna wear my Shein. Or is it these men? Is it the man who snapped on her because she asked what he did for a living? Who's the asshole, you guys? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Who's the asshole? For sure. In your opinion. If you're listening this far and if you're still with me, thank you. And thank you. It cannot be said enough. I genuinely thank you. I do hope that you are tuning into the No Dress Code Pod, and following us on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. I do hope that you guys are, if you have the opportunity, I hope that you tune into the last episode. We posted that one on YouTube with video. We are working on bringing complete video to this podcast as well, not just the audio. We do have a couple of things coming up, a couple of people, a couple of guests that we do have in store. So stay tuned for that. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I do want to say that we are almost at Thanksgiving. And what more do we have to be thankful for, team? We are 11 episodes in. Like, I don't think we celebrated 10 well enough. Do you? Let's give us a round of applause. Like, I really do not feel like we celebrated 10 well enough. Like, right? Like, come on now. I like, forever grateful for you, for tuning in, for listening, for subscribing, for telling a friend and tell a friend to pull up, to tune in. I do hope that this gonna reach who it's supposed to reach. Point blank period. It's gonna reach who it's supposed to reach. So I'm glad that you guys are tuning in. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying. I'm glad that you guys are leaving feedback. I appreciate every morsel, every word, every opinion, because that's how we grow. And I'm glad you guys are tuning in. I'm glad you guys are part of the team. I thank you. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Don't forget to follow me on the Twitter, the Instagram, and the TikTok. I know I said that like somebody who is a boomer, but that's okay. I'm a millennial. I'm a millennial, but I say that's like somebody's a boomer. So follow me at No Dress Code Pod. Exactly how it sounds, exactly how it's spelled, exactly how it sounds. And I will talk to you guys in next week's episode. 11 episodes in already. Jeez. So excited for the things that we have coming up. And I will talk to you guys in next week's episode. Bye.